Yo. Good morning. Well, never mind. It's not morning no more. It is now 2 o'clock, but welcome to another episode of the Playbook. I'm your host, Ronald Webb, your very own the guy, Mr. Guy. Man, today we got another episode for y'all today. We continuing our team preview tours. Today we rolling with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Blitzburg the song, America's second favorite team, if you ask me. Everybody love the Steelers. But man, we just go ahead and get into it. Man, it's a beautiful day outside, man. Had a great workout this morning. Little leg day, little slight leg today. We just move some weight in there a little bit. Shout out to Crunch Fitness. But man, let's go ahead and get into it. We continuing our team preview tour. And we going to Blitzburg, man. So let's not even miss no more words. Let's get into it. Steelers last year finished 10-7, second in the AFC North. Ended up losing to divisional rival Baltimore Ravens 14-28 in the wild card round. Last year, offense ranked 16 in points scored, ranked 23 in total yards gained, had the number 27 ranked passing offense, and the number 11 ranked rushing offense. Had 2 starting quarterbacks to the majority of the snaps last year. Russell Wilson went 6-5 as the starter. 2,482 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on a 64% completion percentage. Justin Fields also started 6 games, went 4-2 as a starter. 1,106 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 66% completion percentage. Also added 289 yards on the ground rushing as well as 5 touchdowns. George Pickens, he's not there no more, but it's something to mention. Had 59 receptions, 900 yards, just 3 touchdowns. One too much of a good year for George, but man, I still like George. I like George. I don't like how they got him up out of here like that, but it probably just wasn't the right fit for him. Pat Freiermuth probably one of the most underrated tight ends in the league. I feel like he is, especially with that team. 65 receptions last year, 653 yards, 7 touchdowns. The speedster, Memphis guy, Calvin Austin III, had 36 receptions, 548 yards, 4 touchdowns. Najee Harris had 1,043 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns, averaged about 4 yards per carry. Jalen Warren also contributed to that number 11 rushing attack, 511 yards, a touchdown, 4.3 yards per carry. Moving on to the defense. What did that defense do last year? Defense, Pittsburgh's defense per usual, was top 10 in points allowed, ranked number 8. Was ranked number 12 in yards allowed. Also ranked number 25 in passing yards allowed. No, not the best. They didn't have the best DBs back there. But they were number 6 in rushing yards allowed. One of the best teams against the rush last year, against the run. Led the league in forced turnovers and number 17 in total sacks made. Big part of the reason was TJ Watt. 11.5 sacks last year, 19 TFLs. Led the league in forced fumbles with 6. And finished 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. TJ Watt just signed a big contract, became the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, getting about $41 million a year. Signed a 3-year, $123 million contract. Like I said, that's the largest contract in NFL history for a non-quarterback. Cam Hayward, he's still doing it, y'all. Cam Hayward is still doing it. Last year, 71 tackles, 8 sacks, 11 passes defended, 12 TFLs. Pro Bowl year, All-Pro year for Cam Hayward. Man, Cam Hayward been doing this since middle school. I'm 23 now. Cam Hayward been doing this since middle school, bro. Like he's still doing it. Man, I'm honestly shocked. Like 8 sacks from the position that Cam Hayward played. He played 3 technique, 2 eye. He would even line up on the edge sometimes. He's one of the most versatile guys. Man, book him Hall of Famer. If I'm the Steelers, I'm retiring Cam Hayward jersey. I'm not sure. I don't think he was on this Super Bowl team. I don't think he was there. I could be mistaken, but I don't think he was there. So, I mean, he don't have a Super Bowl ring, but hey, that's fine. There's plenty of Hall of Famers without a Super Bowl ring. But Cam Hayward, he definitely will be a Hall of Famer. He's first ballot, honestly. He's had an outstanding career, so shout out to Cam Hayward. Patrick Queen led the way in tackles for the Steelers last year, 129 tackles. 6 TFL, 2 forced fumbles, also Pro Bowl linebacker. Came from the Ravens, had a great year for the Steelers. Love Patrick Queen. Do everything linebacker. Just a great overall player. Dante Jackson defensive back for the Steelers. He led the way with 5 interceptions, 8 passes defended. Deshaun Elliott, safety, had 108 tackles, 6 passes defended. Minkah Fitzpatrick moved on back to Miami, but added 96 tackles with 4 passes defended last year. Now let's get into some of the little offseason moves that the Steelers made last year. Some of their notable draft picks. Big Derek Harmon out of Oregon. I love that pick for the Steelers. You bolster that D-line. Man, he's gonna get some great mentorship from Cam Hayward. Boy, he's gonna be a monster. If he can just lock in, he already got the talent. He definitely has the talent. Derek Harmon is a baller, bro. He was a baller at Oregon last year. One of the best D tackles in college football last year. So, man, he's going to get some great tutelage from Cam Hayward, man. They probably going to move him around. Like I said, Cam Hayward, he plays a little bit of everything. Cam Hayward line up on the area sometimes. But Derek Harmon, he's mostly going to play that 2-eye, especially right now, his rookie year. Yeah, he's majority going to be in that 2-eye position in between those A gaps and B gaps. He'll probably play a little 3 technique depending on the package. I'm not sure if he'll be a third down guy. Maybe not yet. He could definitely transition into yet, but early on, he definitely gonna be more of a run stopper. He's gonna hold the gap and stay in that 2-eye. Now him and Cam Hayward playing together in some packages, that's gonna be dangerous. Cause Cam Hayward about 6'6" and Derek Harmon about 6'5", 320. Man, they'll be something to deal with, bro. So you can't double TJ unless you go get running back tight ends to chip. So man, they'll be dangerous. I love that pick. Got him in the first round. I love that pick for the Steelers. You also go get Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. You bolstered that running back room. So now you lost Najee Harris. My bad, Najee. You lost Najee Harris. So now you got Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren in that running back room. I love that duo. That's a nice duo for them. Caleb Johnson was a baller at Iowa, one of the best running backs in the country. Then you went and go get the pair of national champions in Jet Sawyer and Will Howard. I love the Jet Sawyer pick. Now, I feel like even though I love the Derek Harmon pick in round 1, I feel like they should have went and got one of the quarterbacks, man. Shadur was there. At the time, Jetson Dart was there. Dylan Gabriel, Jalen Milroe. I feel like it's a couple guys you could have got other than Will Howard, but Will Howard probably fits Mike Tomlin's system a little bit better than those guys, especially with the type of offense that the Steelers run. They're more of a they don't run the ball. They're pretty old school. They're not too much air raid, not too many options. They're not really doing too many RPOs. So I really love the Jet Sawyer pick. Jet Sawyer, he was a round 4 guy, but I feel like he was a top two talent. He was a top 2 round talent. Jet Sawyer, one of the best defensive ends in the country last year. Like I said, he's a national champion, championship pedigree guy. Made one of the biggest plays in all of college football last year with the fumble recovery for a touchdown last year in the college football playoff. I love the Jet Sawyer pick. Like I said, he's gonna have some nice tools from guys like Alex Highsmith, T.J. White. He gonna get into his badge a little bit. More of an edge setter than a pass rusher. Jet Sawyer is more of a presence in the run game than a guy flying out the edge. So he's gonna get some tools. He'll have to sharpen his skills a little bit to get on those third down patches. But I like the Jet Sawyer pick. Will Howard, he's gonna be your backup more than likely. Him and Aaron Rodgers probably kind of got the same mode. Not as big of an arm as A-Rod, but Will Howard, he made some nice throws last year. Will Howard was one of the biggest reasons why Ohio State won that championship. Even though it had a lot of talent around, Will Howard was a solid quarterback last year. So that's a nice pickup for them. But let's get into some of the offseason additions. Now, the Steelers lost their 2 quarterbacks. They lost Russell Wilson and they lost Justin Fields. And they went and got Aaron Rodgers, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers already came out and said that this might be it. So this last dance for Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers, I'm not a big believer in it. Aaron Rodgers done kind of fell out the last few years, but man, we gonna get into that later. Moving on, they also picked up DK Metcalf. You got Jalen Ramsey. You got Darius Slade. You signed Kenneth Gainwell. Hey, that's a big pickup for them. So now you add Kenneth Gainwell to their running back room with Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren, which I love. I love that pick for them. Now, some of their notable departures. You lose George Pickens. You lose Minkah Fitzpatrick. You lose Najee Harris. And like I said earlier, you lost Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, I can live with that. The George Pickens situation, we all saw that play out the last couple of years, and George Pickens, it don't look like George Pickens and Mike Tomlin got along too well. But man, I still believe in George Pickens. There's no smut on George Pickens' name. I feel like he's a guy with a lot of personality, and you got players like that. I mean, he's a wide receiver. They just come with the territory, but he probably wasn't. He had the attitude for Pittsburgh. I'll tell you that. Personality wise, but scheme wise, I don't feel like George Pickens was the right guy for that. But I still believe in George Pickens. That's a baller. You lose Minka and you lose Najee. Those are two important pieces. I feel like those were two of your best players last year. You lose Minka going to another AFC team, and he's going back to Miami. I don't know, man. I don't know if the Steelers did enough in the offseason to move the needle for them. But we don't get into it, man. So let's take a look at this roster. Let's take a look at this. So, like I said, your receivers, you got DK Metcalf, you got Robert Woods, you still got Roman Wilson there. You picked up Scotty Miller. Still got Calvin Austin, speed guy. It's an okay receiving core. It's cool. It's not the best. Overall grade receiving core, man. I'm gonna go B minus. I'm gonna go B minus. Outside of DK, I'm not really high on Robert Woods. He's an aging guy. He's still a good player though, but he's an aging guy. In the third, Calvin Austin, he's a speed guy. He's great, one of the best deep threats in the league. Can take the top off the defense, man. This receiving core is cool. It's not nothing to be afraid of. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm not afraid of this receiving core. Like I respect DK Metcalf. He's one of the best receivers in the league. No smut on DK Metcalf. Now he's a baller for sure. But outside of DK, if you double DK, then you depend on Robert Woods to get open 1-on-1. You depending on Roman Wilson. You got to depend on Calvin Austin. Are you really scared of that? Are you afraid of it? If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm not losing sleep, bro. if I'm just keeping it 100, bro, I'm not losing sleep, bro. Moving on to the running back position, like I said, you got Jaylen Warren, you got Caleb Johnson, you got Kenneth Gainwell. I like this running back room. I don't love it, but I like it. I like this running back room more than I like this receiver room, for being honest with you. I really do. Especially that Caleb Johnson pick. Now, Jaylen Warren might be the starter strictly because he's been there. He's been there for a hot little second. He's more familiar with the system, more familiar with the offense. But I feel like Caleb Johnson is the most talented running back. And I love Caleb Johnson film last year. I was elite, bro. He can make house calls. He can go in between the tackles. I love Caleb Johnson film last year, bro. I really love it. Like I said, I like the running back room more than the receiver room. This receiver room does not scare me, dude. It does not scare me at all. Now, moving on to tight end, you got Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. See, you got big Darnell Washington. He's just more like a 6 offensive lineman. He's 6'8", 270. Yeah, Darnell Washington, they'll train with Willie Anderson, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If Darnell Washington down like 25, this off topic. With Darnell Washington down about 25 pounds, he'll probably be elite offensive tackle. Well, maybe not elite offensive tackle. But if he just train with Willie Anderson down there in Atlanta, Darnell Washington he can make that transition. I wouldn't be surprised. But let me get back on topic. Pat Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth is a top. I give Pat Freiermuth top 6 tight end in the league. I like Pat Freiermuth. I love him. He could block. He could catch. He was a great option for Justin and Russ last year. He's gonna be a great security blanket for Aaron Rodgers this year. So I like the Pat Freiermuth. I love him at that tight end position. Jonnu Smith, another guy came from Miami. I like him. I like Jonnu Smith as well. They might run some 2 tight end sets. They might run some 3 tight end sets with Darnell Washington's blocking ability. Yeah, I like the tight end room. Overall, just skill position from quarterback to tight end. Aaron Rodgers, man, I respect Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks our league has ever seen, or the NFL has ever seen. I would say our league. I didn't play in the NFL, but Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen, bro. But right now, in 2025, Aaron Rodgers I'm taking a lot of people above Aaron Rodgers. He's still coming out there to kill his last year. We just saw that's just a big injury to come back from. Last year, awful. Last year he was awful. This year, I don't expect nothing from Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, this being his farewell season. Hopefully he could go off on a good note. Hopefully he give us something to remember. Hopefully he's not awful. I don't want my last memories of Aaron Rodgers to be some awful play, especially in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. But man, overall this skill position, I'm gonna go. I don't want to give him a C. I want to say C, but just because I respect Aaron Rodgers enough, I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna go same as I did receiving core, B minus. I'm gonna go B minus. This offense doesn't scare me, dude. Like it doesn't instill any fear into anybody. Defense is probably licking their chops to go against this offense. Because Aaron Rodgers, he's not moving no more. He's not gonna move. He'll be out there on one leg, 1.5 leg. He don't have that same mobility. So yeah, let's move to the trenches. Let's move on to the big dogs. On a more positive note, you still got Broderick Jones, a left tackle. I love Broderick. Dog, he was a dog at Georgia. This would be year 3 for Broderick. Yeah, this would be year 3 for Broderick. Yeah, I feel like he got coming to his own a little bit this year. Broderick Jones will have a great year this year. I really believe him. Left guard, you got Isaac Sumalu. Loved his film. I love Isaac's film, bro. That's a great left guard. He probably one of the most underrated left guards in the league. I love Isaac Sumalu film. Great pass protector. Even better in the run game. Rolled greater in the run game. Zach Frazier. Hey. Zach Frazier one of them dudes now. I'm telling y'all, Zach Frazier is one of them dudes at center, bro. Had a great rookie year last year. Man, I love Zach Frazier, dude. I love his film, dog. He's excellent in the run game. He is excellent. He's the perfect fit for the Steelers. He is excellent in the run game, bro. Like right now, he's probably a top, I say top 6 center in the league right now. Like Zach Frazier is like that, dude. I'm telling you. And for the O-line heads listening, they know what I'm talking about. If the average fan probably not watching center tape. The average fan is not watching center tape. I know that for sure. But Zach Frazier, he's one of the best in the league. I love what he does in the run game. He's pretty sure he's going to get even better in pass pro this year. But they're going to be a run heavy team just like last year. Zach Frazier's going to be a huge part of it. Oh, I love Zach Frazier. Mason McCormick, another solid guard. I haven't seen too much tape on him, to be honest with you. I think he's a vet though. How long has Mason McCormick been in the league? Just 2 years. Been in the league 2 years. Made a couple starts for the Steelers last year, but we'll see how he does. He's a big body. I can respect it. And they also drafted Troy Fautanu, I want to say last year. Yeah, this will be year 2 for Troy. Now, Troy's about at Oregon State. I feel like he'll come into his own this year at their right tackle position. He's got a lot of talent, though. More of a pass protector than a run guy at their right tackle position, but like I said, I feel like he'll come to his own. Honestly, on this offense, the line might be the best part. This offensive line might have the best room out this whole Steelers offense. From wide receiver room to the tight end room to the running back room to the quarterback room. This offensive line room might be the best position group for the Steelers offense, to be honest with you. They got a lot of talent up front. Now, would they be able to protect A-Rod consistently? Seeing that he's limited in mobility, he probably going to do most of his damage from the pocket. Maybe. But this team is going to be a run-heavy team. They're not going to you're not going to be relying on 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers to go and win you games. You know what I'm saying? They got a trio running back. You got Kendall Gainwell, Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren. You'll be relying on those guys a little more than A-Rod to go win you games. They'll put points up on the board. But they got the offensive line to do it. I will tell you that. Moving on to the defense. Top 10 defense for the Steelers last year. Like I mentioned earlier, led the league in forced turnovers. TJ Watt, big deal. Had a big play in that 6 forced fumbles last year, led the league. Let's get into this defense. Like I said, you drafted Derek Harmon. Still got Keanu bending down on that defensive line. Still got Cam Hayward. You got TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. Like their front four dangerous now. Their front four don't get after you now. Excellent in the run game. Like top 10 defense in the run game last year. They go get after you, man. I love the additions that they had. You got Yaya Black down there. Man, I love it. I really do. Like this front four is gonna get after you. It's like the Steelers always done had a good defense. Regardless of that offense don't look, the Steelers defense don't show up. And I love it, man. Like I said, TJ Watt, perennial Pro Bowler. You could lock him in for his ballot Hall of Famer. Like I said with Cam Hayward, they got 2 Hall of Famers on their front 4. Alex Highsmith, he's been balling with the Steelers the past couple years. Last year had 6 sacks. So hey, I love the front 4. Moving on to the second level, as Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson. That's a duo. That is a duo. You still got Cole Holcomb as well, but your front 2, I mean your 2 linebackers up there, your Mike and your Will, your Sam, man. Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson, them dudes can fly. Especially Peyton, bro. Peyton Wilson is one of the most exciting. I love watching Peyton Wilson play, bro. Peyton Wilson flies around, bro. He plays like he's a real dog, man. Peyton Wilson is a dog. Patrick Queen, the best linebacker on their team, one of the best linebackers in the league. But Peyton Wilson, he's a young guy that Pittsburgh Steelers fans should watch. Because he don't be a dude, man. I'm telling you. If he's there long enough, Peyton Wilson is going to develop into a dude. He's going to develop in one of the best linebackers in the league. I'm talking about he flies around, bro. I'm talking about head on fire, bro. He flies around. I love that. He has no regard for safety, and that's what you want from your linebackers. You want your linebackers to have no regard for their own safety. I know that sounds bad, no player safety. Shout out to NFLPA, but you want your linebackers to just go fly around and not care, bro. Kind of not play reckless, but just play no holds barred, man. That's what Peyton Wilson is, man. I love that Peyton Wilson pick. And so you also got some dip behind Alex Highsmith with Jack Sawyer. I didn't mention him. I said he's gonna be great in the run game as well. Yeah, that front 7. Now that front seven might be top 5 in the league. I ain't gonna lie. That front 7 might be top 5 in the league. D-line, just from that first and second level, bro, I love it, dude. I love that front 7. Now that's an A. That front 7 grade, I'm gonna give them an A. They got dudes, bro. They got dudes. No, maybe there was the offseason plan. Just get some dip on their defense. I know they went out and got some guys, but man, their front 7 is elite, dude. That's the word I'm going with, elite. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give them that A. Moving on to the DBs, defensive backs. You go get Darius Slay. You still got Deshaun Elliott. You go get Juan Thornhill. You still got Joey Porter. He's coming to his own. What's this year? I want to say this year 3 for Joey. And then you go get J. Ram. Now, do I love those additions? No. I don't love those additions. Do I believe those guys can still play? Do I believe Darius Slay can still play? He's not gonna be shut down. That's part of the reason he left Philadelphia. He's not gonna be shut down. But Darius Slay can still make some plays for you. I will say that. Now I believe Jalen Ramsey is still a shutdown corner. Regardless of age, regardless of injury. I know he had a few little injury issues, but Jalen Ramsey can still play, y'all. He might not be the Jalen Ramsey from LA. He might not be that Jalen Ramsey, but Jalen Ramsey is still a dog, man. He was still a dog with Miami. So I believe in J. Ram. I feel like he go teach Joey Porter some stuff. Help him better in play recognition, technique. I like Joey Porter. Joey Porter is a nice dog. He's a dog. He's a dog at cornerback. It's rare. It's not too many dogs at cornerback in the league, but Joey Porter's a dog. He can tackle. He wants to tackle. And that's what I love about Joey Porter. Joey Porter wants to tackle just as like Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is one of the best tackling cornerbacks in the league. So I love this defense. I'm gonna give this DB room a B+. I love Deshaun Elliott, 100 tackle guys, safety. You bring Juan Thornhill from Cleveland. I like this DB room, y'all. I like it. Like I said, I'm gonna give the DB room a B+. Darius Slay, he gonna make some plays for you. He'll have a couple breakouts. He's not gonna be elite. He's not gonna have the same production as J. Ram, but I like it, man. I really like it. Overall defense, I'm gonna give it an A. No, that Pittsburgh Steelers defense will always be some. They always have some dogs over there. They got some guys that can hunt. They got some dudes who want to tackle. They like contact. They want to get in your face. They want to get into your face mask. Man, I love it, man. This Pittsburgh defense, man, they don't have to carry, bro. They don't have to carry this team because, like I said, Aaron Rodgers at 41, year removed from the Achilles. I'm not high on it, bro. I'm not high on it. I'm really not. And there's no disrespect to A-Rod. It's just, Hey Rod, you're getting up there. You're not Tom, bro. All these guys want to be Tom, man. All these quarterbacks from the old guard, they want to be Tom. They want to play to their 40. They want to play well until their 40s, but everybody can't do it. And Aaron Rodgers, you off the Achilles too, so you're 41, but you're really 50. You really 50, bro. Hey man, but all jokes aside, let's move into the schedule a little bit. Let's see how the Steelers are fare up against the rest of the league. How they look? What their record look like in 2025? Week 1, hey Rod, you're going back to New York. This will be an ugly game. This might be the least viewed game of Week 1. You're going to New York. Aaron Rodgers making this return. It's actually pretty funny. Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields. That's a team swap right there. Oh, this is an ugly game, man. I really don't know who I want to roll with. I'm just roll with the Steelers. And it's not because of Aaron Rodgers. It's not because now those defenses probably you could go matchup for matchup. To be honest with you, D-line for D-line, it's a toss-up. The Steelers might have the edge at backer position. They might have the edge on the second level. And that DB room, it's also a toss-up as well. They got some dogs over there in New York. But this game will ultimately come down to coaching. And I'm just trust Mike Tomlin. He's the better coach. So I'm going to give the Steelers 1-0 on that one. I'm going to give them 1-0. Going to Seattle. It's a home game. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I really don't. They'll harass Sam Darnold that game. Steelers might start the year 2-0. Yeah, the Steelers don't start the year 2-0. I'm going to give them the dub against Seattle. Week 3 at my Patriots. I'm rolling with my Patriots, dog. All bias. I'm rolling with my Patriots. We gonna get after A-Rod. I tell you that right now. Now this probably will be a 21-10 game. I'm gonna go 21-10 Patriots. Then moving on to Week 4, you're 2-1. Week 4 against Minnesota. It's a 9:30 game, so more than likely that's an overseas game. It might be a Mexico, Germany game. Who knows? Versus Minnesota, I'm gonna roll with Minnesota on that one. Like I keep saying, I don't believe in JJ McCarthy, but I do believe in Jay Jettis. I do believe in some of the guys on defense that they got over there. So I'm gonna roll with the Vikings on there. We're looking at 2-2. They got an early bye week. That's not good for them. Now that I'm looking at it, that is not good for an old team like the Steelers. For a team with pretty much none but veterans, they don't have too many young starters. That's not good for them to be having an early bye week in Week 5. Cause they got a gauntlet down the stretch. Down this stretch, from what I'm looking at from Week 10 on down, they got a gauntlet, bro. But we're looking at 2-2 heading into the bye week. Coming out the bye week, we got Cleveland. I think everybody just sweep Cleveland. I keep saying these AFC North teams just sweep Cleveland. Cleveland might end up getting one. They might end up getting one against one of their division rivals, but I don't know. I give them this one. I give them the dub out the bye week. 3-2, looking at 3-2 heading to prime time Thursday, Week 7. Thursday night game against Cincinnati at Cincinnati. Cincinnati will win that game. They'll put up hell of points. They might drop 35 against it. Well, nah. Let me take that back. The Steelers defense is elite. Let me take that back. This is gonna be it'll still be a Bengal dub for sure. My score prediction, I'm gonna go 21-10. I'm gonna go 21-10. Bengals dub. That's if the Steelers get 10 points. Well, nah, they should definitely get 10 points on this Cincinnati Bengal defense. This Cincinnati Bengal defense is awful. They're awful, bro. It's not really. That's probably the nicest way to describe this Cincinnati defense. Going to just Green Bay. It's a home game against Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay, man. I just don't believe I don't believe that the Steelers' offense to generate enough points if their defense have a bad game. Jordan Love, he's a playmaker. He got playmakers on his offense. Still got Josh Jacobs over there. They actually got a solid team over there in Green Bay. I'm gonna roll with Green Bay on this one. We looking at what? What was they? 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4. 3-4. You going at Indianapolis? No, this is a home game against Indianapolis. That'll beat the Colts. I don't know what to expect from the Colts this year. I really don't. I really don't know. Is their starter even going to be AR? Who y'all think will be the starter, AR or Daniel Jones? I really don't know. So I'm gonna roll with the Steelers just out of uncertainty. I don't know what the Indianapolis Colts are gonna look like this year. So now we're looking at 4-4. Yeah, we're looking at 4-4 heading to week 9 against the Chargers in Los Angeles. I'm rolling with the Chargers. They go get after A-Rod. Yeah, this will be the Steelers. They'll play a lot of close games this year. This is my prediction. This will be a lot of close games, strictly because their defense will keep them in a lot of games. But the Chargers, they're a heavy run team. You know how Jim like to play it. They're a heavy run team. J.K. Dobbins and those boys, they'll get after them a little bit. Now the Steelers they are one of the best run defenses in the league. So I will say that. This will be a 14-10 game. I'm gonna go 14-10 Chargers. Leading at 4-5, I believe they'll lose to Cincy again. I believe the Bengals offense is too good. Now the Steelers, like I said, the Steelers defense is elite, but they'll. I believe that the Steelers offense still. My bad. I believe that the Bengals offense will still find a way to score points, even against elite defenses. I just don't believe that the Steelers offense will be able to keep up with the Bengals offense. I believe in Joe Burrow above Aaron Rodgers, and if you think any other way, then you are crazy. You are absolutely insane. Now we're looking at 4-6 heading to Chicago. They don't win that game against Chicago. That'll be a low scoring game as well. So now we're looking at 5-6. Buffalo, that's an L. Chalk it up. Chalk it up. Josh Allen will have a day against the Steelers defense. Remember in that they played a playoff game, not last year before last year, and Josh Allen, oh my God, he just dismantled the Steelers defense. He dismantled that Steelers defense. So now we're looking at 5-7. Then you got Baltimore week 14. I will say this. Baltimore and Pittsburgh always play each other close. They always split a game. So I'm going to with this one's at Baltimore. I'm going to give Baltimore this one because they're at home. We're looking at 6-8 going into week 15 against Miami. They'll beat Miami. Dolphins will be bad this year. It's a Monday night game, late season. Will Tua be there? Is Tua to be the starting quarterback week 15? Now, he's going to be the starter, but is he going to be healthy? That's the real question. Is Tua to be healthy this year? Even if he is healthy, I still don't believe in the Dolphins. I really don't. Tyreek Hill, don't be surprised Tyreek Hill get traded. I'm just throw that out there. This off topic, but don't be surprised Tyreek Hill get traded during the season. By week 15, Tyreek Hill might not even be there. That's my hot take. Tyreek Hill might not even be there by week 15. I'm gonna give him the dub. Looking at 6-8 against Detroit. You chalked it up as an L, bro. You chalked it up as an L. Detroit will be on one this year. I'm telling you. So now we're looking at 6-9. They'll beat the Browns. We're looking at 7-9. Then Baltimore. It's the last game of the year. Yeah, Lamar will be resting that game. Yeah, they'll win that game strictly because Lamar and they'll be resting. This is a week 18 game. The Ravens are going to be playing pretty much. They probably not going to be playing having nothing to play for. So now we're looking at an 8-9 season. That's not going to get you in the playoffs. I can tell you that right now. 8-9 not going to get you in the playoffs in the ALC. You might end up third in the ALC North. I think the Bengals they'll go 10-7. Yeah, they probably end the season 8-9. I will say this: Mike Tomlin has gotten worse rosters to the playoffs. I will say that Mike Tomlin is one of the best head coaches at working with nothing. He's one of the best head coaches at working with nothing. I don't know how that team last year got to the playoffs. And I gave you out the numbers from the quarterbacks, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. I don't know how that team finished with 10 wins last year. That's just a testament to how good Mike Tomlin is as a coach. He's one of the best coaches in the league. I think he might be the longest tenured coach in the league, to be honest with you. He's been in Pittsburgh for a minute. Probably with this year, this 2025, how long has Mike Tomlin been to Steelers? I want to say 2008. I want to say he's been with the Steelers since 2008. Looking about 16, 17 years in one organization. Yeah, I mean, he might not have been good in the playoffs the past couple years, but I will say he does get them there. Now 8 and 9, um, they might end up flipping one of these games. They might end up beating. They might end up beating Cincy one time, maybe. But right now I got 8 and 9, bro. This Steelers team is not. It's not. They definitely not winning no chip. I'll tell you that. They're not making it to no conference championship. There'll be a struggle. There'll be a grind for them to just make it to the playoffs. This back end stretch for them is pretty bad. You go face Baltimore twice. You got the Bills down there. You got Detroit. They didn't give them no favors, give them that early bye week in week 5. NFL schedule majors, they give them no favors at all. Yeah, now their ceiling is not that high. I'm not high on the Steelers, bro. I'm really not. You call me a hater, call me whatever, Steelers fan. I really don't care, but I'm not high on the Steelers, y'all. I'm not, bro. I just don't believe Aaron Rodgers doesn't move the needle. DK doesn't move the needle. You could have got. I mean, it wasn't too many quarterbacks out there to go get. You could have got a young guy in the draft, but even then, you depending on your young guy to carry your team to the playoffs in that division. I don't know, but like I said, their ceiling. Maybe some of these games flip around. Maybe they go 10-7, but that's their ceiling. That's the best. If you just squeeze a little bit of the old Aaron Rodgers out, if you just squeeze a little bit of that A-Rod, that's their best case scenario. If you squeeze a little bit of the MVP, of back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers, if you squeeze that out just a little bit, if he can get some production in, some of that type of production in, then you go 10-7. And it's not the defense. I'm not saying that their ceiling or their floor depends on the defense, because their defense they'll ball regardless. Like I said earlier, that defense they'll be one of the best in the league. They'll finish top 10 in the rankings again. I'm sure of that. They will finish top 10 in the rankings. But this offense not scaring anybody, bro. It's not. It's really not. Like I said, their defense, they'll hold it down. I'm not worried about the defense. Y'all have to pencil them in for elite. They'll be one of the best defense in the league. But that's usual Pittsburgh. I nobody will be surprised at that. Now, their floor probably, oh my God. Their floor probably 7-10. Their floor probably 7-10. Like I said, Mike Thomas, somehow, some way, he works his magic in getting them dudes into the playoff. Now, their floor is 7-10. Projected record, I'm going to go 8-9. Their ceiling, I'm going to go 10-7. I just don't believe, bro. Now, I could be wrong. I don't hope I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. Like this team not scaring anybody on paper. When the Steelers made all those offseason acquisitions of Darius Slade, Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf, I mean, people probably looked at it. I know what I did. I looked at it, put it back down. Cause this doesn't make them Super Bowl contenders. It doesn't. It don't make them any type of contender. Not even in their own division. You still got Lamar and Joe in your division. And you go get A-Rod. I mean, respect the A-Rod. Maybe this was 2021, maybe. But it's 2025, bro. Like come on, dog. Come on, bro. Man, Steelers fans, y'all probably hate me right now, but this is what I believe about your team, Steelers fans. Steelers fans, I hate Steelers fans. Steelers fans up there with Cowboy fans. They're a little bit more realistic. They temper their expectations just a little bit, but Steelers fans are they're annoying as well. But shout out to the Steelers fans though. Shout out to the Steelers fans. But yeah, this team not scaring nobody on paper, bro. But man, that's gonna conclude another episode of the Playbook, man. We got another one coming pretty soon here. We gotta take the Browns and see what they do this year. And the Browns might be just as bad as the Steelers. Nah, they definitely gonna be worse. Let me quit playing. Steelers fans, y'all definitely have a better record than the Browns. But man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Playbook. Man, have a great day, man. It's not raining. It's pretty cloudy outside, but if you in Knoxville, man, go get some sun. Ride the top down, play your music, blast it. But man, just go chase your dreams today, y'all. Thank God for the day. It's been another episode of the Playbook, man. God bless. Love.